Affordable housing is a basic need of man. World Health Organization defines housing as a residential environment which includes, in addition to the physical structure that man uses for shelter, all necessary services, facilities, equipment and devices needed for the physical, mental and social well-being of the family. Housing may be considered affordable if its rent or mortgage is below 30% of that household's income. In Nigeria, minimum wage is estimated at 30,000, which is not sufficient to meet the basic needs of an average family, as inflation keeps rocking the world. Families who can barely survive cannot afford to purchase a home. Home ownership in Nigeria is below average compared to other countries' estimated home ownership. Speaking to some experts on housing projects and delivery about the possibility of an average Nigerian owning a home, they gave their views.
Affordable housing for the low income, that's a very good one. And classifying it for the low income must be driven by the government. I will call it, instead of affordable housing for low income, I will say social housing. Anywhere in the world, social housing is driven by the government. Otherwise, there is no way low income can own their own structure.
When you're talking of affordable housing, you have to consider local building materials, because most times the affordability of a house actually depends on the materials that are being used for construction.
On what strategies government can put in place to fulfill its promises in providing affordable housing for Nigerians, they said.
The critical area where government should do is to provide land. Very critical. They must provide land for building and also infrastructure. Now, if, for instance, there's a piece of land where government proposes to build houses for the less income earners, and there's no infrastructure on those lands. We don't have mechanical infrastructures, we don't have electrical infrastructures on those lands. It becomes a problem.
Government can provide service land designated for social housing. Say this land, let them put water, put road, put electricity there. It will reduce the cost dramatically. That's one. Make loans available for the unbankables. The unbankables, there are some unbankables. The poor, the middle poor, the upper poor, the lower middle, the middle. Some of them are bankable, some of them are unbankables. And so you make loan available that they can pay in their lifetime, that will not impact on their living.
If government could implement housing policies with strict adherence to executing them, low and medium income earners who make up a greater number of the country's population would be able to afford a home and create legacies which will impact generations to come.